100 feet of water in seconds. If they can torture people, if they can launch wars without any type of approval from Congress, if the ATF can put new gun laws in place without laws, if Rick Perry can say it's the law, take a shot, knowing good and well it's been killing people, and there's not even a law, he just says it, and the whole media of Texas got behind him and the national news and said, yeah, it's the law, take it. And people started dying. They were like, woohoo, yeah, woohoo, and calling us kooks and nuts. But you know what? 4 years later, he's running scared from it. Lawsuits are all in place, and hardly anybody's taking that shot anymore. See, it's only tough to be right up front. What is it Mark Twain said? In the beginning, a patriot is a scarce man. In the beginning, a patriot is a scarce man. I'm trying to remember the exact full quote. When I start trying to speed up so I get to your calls and I start babbling. Guys, pull up the Mark Twain quote for me. Mark Twain, a patriot is a scarce man. In the beginning, a patriot is a scarce man, hated and feared and scorned. But in time, when his cause succeeds, the timid join him, because then it costs nothing to be a patriot. Yep, there it is. Mark Twain quotes, in the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man and brave and hated and scorned. See, I'm always paraphrasing it. In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man and brave and hated and scorned. When his cause succeeds, the timid join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. That was in his notebook in 1904. I mean, people, I have sat there with family. Most of my family are really great, awake people, but I've sat there with family year after year and said, you ought to invest in gold, and they laugh at me as it goes up. And the next year I see them and I say, gold's gone up again, and they laugh again. And the higher gold goes, the bigger idiot I am, the righter I am. And now when I see those people, I don't bring up the gold issue. They bring it up and laugh more. Now, see, in the old days, a bad decision would mean you'd freeze to death or be killed by lions or starve. In the old days, no matter what culture, people were real close to reality, real close to where the rubber meets the road. Only in this modern, decadent society could cowardly people giggle and snicker. But when they giggle and snicker looking at me, they are almost crying. They're upset. They're scared. They're thinking, this guy has been right about everything. And so I'm going to giggle and snicker, kind of like gallows humor, to make themselves feel like they're on top of things. That's what they do. And it's pathetic to the point of I won't even go around those people now. Not because I even hate them. I don't want to be in their presence. Because people like that are going to buy whatever they're told. You know, a lot of you have seen the footage, the films of Jews and other people being run into dirt pits and shot in the back of the head. And I'm sure you've seen the footage of the naked women with their babies in their arms being run in there, humiliated, and being shot in the head. And people say, why did they put up with it? Because by increments they put up with it. If you'll put up with 1 inch of tyranny, you'll take 1,000,000 miles. And so there are many people listening right now that would actually, to get the approval of a man in a black uniform, would tie their own 2-year-old's arms to a post before they're shot. I mean, I've watched a lot of newsreels, raw newsreels. We've actually purchased them from the National Archives. I have watched hours of newsreels of Nazi executions. I've also seen some Soviet executions. They weren't as prolific at documenting it as the Nazis. And in most cases, the men, if they were still dressed, would take their hats off and bow to the Nazis and try to jog perfectly to get their approval. And were very proud of themselves how they stood up straight to be shot. Not me, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, I wouldn't be in that position. I'd have been dead a long time ago, taking a bunch of people with me. That's A. And B, if I would have gotten in the position, if they tasered me or whatever, and a month later I'm out of jail being run into a pit, when I was running by one of the Nazis, with all of my hatred, I would grab them and bite their nose off. I would have enough strength at that point to break their neck with my bare hands. Any of you can do that if you just turn it loose. I will not sit here and suck on the gun barrel before you blow my brains out. You understand me? I am not under your mind control. I broke my conditioning a long time ago. And it's time for people to be born again hard. That's a line from Full Metal Jacket. But that's an old saying they had, I read back in the 50s and 60s in the Marine Corps. People who were really weak but finally went through their pain and woke up and found their strong side. It's time to be born again hard. It's time to get your mind hard and stop being chicken necks. Just because you live in denial doesn't mean all this evil isn't swirling around you, trying to get rid of the last bits of the Constitution so it can run wild on us. I am not going to run into any physical pit or psychological pit and lick your boots. Do you understand that? I want that straight. I want that understood. Paul in Florida, you're on the air. Go ahead.
How are you, sir?
Good.
I am a Navy veteran I was active during the Carter administration, and I've heard you talk about the Rand Corporation, and I applaud you because you're really close there. That's the crux of the biscuit right there. I've also been in and around CPS there in Austin, had my child kidnapped. And I grew up on the Pacific Missile Test Center, had my 18th and 19th birthday on the San Nicolas Island. I think you should ask your friend Jesse about it. I think people should Google it and find out more about it. The Rand Corporation was really embedded in America from the beginning, and I'm sure you catch a lot of flack for that because you're over the target. I applaud you. I applaud your patience. And I've been waking people up for 30-plus years, and it's so much easier when I can refer to somebody like you and say, hey, just go listen to him. Just go ahead for an hour. And I like what you're doing, and I'd love to support you in any way I can.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, the Rand Corporation has really diagrammed in the last 60 years much of what our country is today. The federalization of police, everything. And at the end of the day, they are nihilistic atheists who believe in a soulless world. And they believe in a one-world government. And they believe in the end of the family and everything decent. And I don't know what else I can say. Anything else, sir?
Well, I got to look at one of their operations manual when I was just a kid, and it shocked me. It woke me up, and it was a little bit more than a 19-year-old can handle. And I've been when I went home to my native Detroit and started telling my friends, "Oh my God, guys, you are not going to believe this." And they didn't. And I applaud the way you stitch it all together, and you are certainly over the target.
What particular, that would probably be a classified Rand document. What did the document pertain to?
Oh, it was just how they were going to dumb down America, what they were going to use, how they were going to do it, what weapons, be they mind weapons, be they physical weapons, be they chemical weapons. Eli Lilly was tied into it quite deeply.
Well, you're right. I shouldn't get mad at the public. And that was another epiphany I have on a daily basis, but never articulate it. I get mad at people and call them jellyfish. I'm just a little more resistant than most people. You are as well. They've put poison and chemicals on record in everything. There's a reason men don't look like men. There's a reason IQs are dropping. I mean, these people are so evil. And that's what I said earlier. It's that we can't recognize it. And Rand and others pointed out, they said, Hitler moved too quick. We're not going to line you up in ditches and shoot you. We're going to line your soda pop cans with bisphenol A and give you cancer and sterilize you. We're going to put it in your GMO. We're going to put it in your water. We're going to put it in your sodium fluoride water, and we're going to hurt you. And isn't that the ultimate form of domination, to just slowly poison and kill people? And they love the unknown, the untotaled pain, all the death, all the sorrow, all the untimely deaths, all the all the addled brains, all the brain damage. It's just beautiful to them. Because to control freaks, if you're a David Rockefeller or a Zbigniew Brzezinski or a Warren Buffett, they can just walk down the street. They always act like, on TV interviews with ice cream cones. They're little sweet guys that care about you. And they just get to look at everybody and think about what they're doing to everybody. And Bill Gates used to wear his little glasses and smile and act real cute to everybody. And these are mass murdering killers. It's so much fun to them, isn't it?
All truth goes through 3 stages. Ridicule first, then opposition, and then acceptance.
Well, look at Rick Perry. Anybody doubts they're trying to kill us? They knew for a year and a half Gardasil was killing people. They couldn't get any country to approve it, so they had Rick Perry take an experimental vaccine and order it given to children so that once it was mandated, they got protection. I mean, Rick Perry is a conscious child murderer. And I got to have all these little chicken-necked, you know the types I'm talking about, milquetoast, fake Christian people sit there and send me emails about how I'm against a man of the Lord. Don't they know that the devil masquerades as an angel of light and will quote scripture better than the other angels? Don't they know? No, they don't know it. They're a bunch of abominable, I'm sorry, they're not abominable. They are drug-addled zombies. Anything else you'd like to add?
I would say that they can be taught, and nobody is exempt from waking up. And it's what you do when you wake up. It's how you stand opposed after it.
What else? I agree with you, exactly. What else did you read in that loving Rand Corporation report?
What I did read, it was all about, a lot of it was about drugs, the portion that I was in, because they were, the Navy and was dealing so much drugs then. There were so many drugs pre-Reagan in the Navy that, we were just, the guys knew this is how we're going to get America. We're going to use this drug, and we're going to twist their brains, and then we're going to synthesize other things, and we're going to make people so stupid they don't know what to believe.
Well, that's like the CIA. It was in the Washington Times Friday. I forgot to even, I'm so conditioned now that, it's so well known to us. Washington Times, top CIA people came out and said, yeah, the government brings the drugs in and ships guns to Mexico. There it is in the news again, Washington Times, and it's pure evil. And people just say, oh, my government couldn't be doing that. Again, I'll go back to this, and we're going to come back. Got some financial news straight ahead. I go back to a year and a half ago. Bloomberg and AP come out and go, yeah, the big insurance company signed a secret deal 11 years ago to take all the death benefits of the troops that they paid. Totally criminal. That right there, the government is pure criminal. Pure criminal. And the only one they're going after is Ron Paul. What does that tell you? Because Ron Paul's real, folks.
What you're about to hear are the real experiences of women over 40 who finally lost weight by becoming hormonally balanced again.
I lost 20 pounds.
I lost 40 pounds.
I lost 55 pounds.
I went from a size 14 to a size 8.
Their secret is Amberin, the revolutionary formula for women over 40 that balances hormones naturally. The leading cause of weight gain over 40 is hormonal imbalance. Until you balance your hormones, losing weight can be practically impossible. But Amberin restores hormonal balance naturally, so the weight can just fall right off, even that stubborn belly fat. Plus, Amberin eliminates other symptoms of hormonal aging, like hot flashes, night sweats, low libido, difficulty concentrating, and more. Be one of the first 50 callers right now, and they'll send you a complimentary risk-free trial with a 30-day supply. Free. Call 1-800-737-9107. That's 1-800-737-9107. 1-800-737-9107.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness.